TV tailgate show. Well, she's known as the Dean of Coaches at LSU because of her impressive record as a head gymnastics coach. And she's joined by one of the LSU greats. We have McKenna Kelley here. I'm so honored to be in the presence of two amazing women on LSU's campus.
Oh, thank you. But look, I love this show. I love being on this show.
I'm so glad. And somebody said I was trying to get some guests together for the show, and they said Breaux would be more than happy to do it. So I knew my main girl that I could go to. So thank y'all. We really appreciate it.
Well, of course.
So y'all are coming off such an amazing season. The reigning SEC champs. What was that season like for y'all?
You answer that.
I mean, personally for me, it was completely different. Not what I envisioned at all, but, you know, when the cards are played that way, you got to step up. You got to do what you got to do for your team, and everyone's got a different role, and I just had to play it differently. But I think our team really rallied together. A lot of new faces. We had a really young team, but I think we really did the job. Yeah.
You know, she was injured last year, and Achilles tendon is a scary injury. So I think, you know, winning the conference season and winning the conference championship without McKenna was a huge feat. And we're looking forward to her senior year now, having her back in, and really the challenge of getting her on top of her game and back in. The contribution that she made as a student athlete last year on the sideline was irreplaceable. So to have her on the court when we're competing is going to be great.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, an injury obviously hurts physically, but it also can do a number on you mentally. How did you keep your spirit so high? You have such a great attitude about it.
Thank you. There was one point where I was like, okay, I can embrace the injury, I can let it embrace me, and I wasn't going to let that happen. I still knew at some point I'd have to get back into the sport. I knew my team needed me. It was just the matter of what role I was playing. It was just different.
Right.
But I would go into practice, I'd mentally do my routines through my head, knowing I had to get back. I think it's important to keep your mind still sharp in the game. Physically, maybe it's a little different, but mentally, it's all the same.
Yeah, and it is a mental sport. Everything is a mental sport. Like getting up here kind of gets me mentally sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know, it's mental, but it's got to be automatic.
Right.
You know, you can't, in gymnastics, and like any sport, if you're thinking about it, if you're trying, you're failing.
Yeah.
It's got to be automatic. It's got to be something that becomes intrinsic. It just happens. It's organic. It happens because you've practiced it so many times. You react to what's going on around you, and you're going to have success.
So what are some of y'all's goals going into this season? I know that you maybe weren't able to achieve some of those last seasons, so going into your senior season, going into this next huge season of the reigning SEC champs, who's got a big reputation to follow you. So what are some things that y'all are looking forward to?
You never want to go backwards. You want to defend your title. You want to continue to dominate in this conference, which is the toughest gymnastics conference in the country. And then you want to go to the national championships. We're hosting our regional championships, and we're hosting the SEC championships in New Orleans. So we want to dominate. We want to dominate at home, and then go to the national championships in Fort Worth, which is her home state. And have a tremendous showing. And if that's good enough to win it, our goal is to be our very best by the end of the season.
I love that. I do have to ask, talking about the national championships, as a St. Louis native, how did y'all like the city?
We liked it. We didn't get to see nearly enough of it.
I'm sure.
We went in that big building that has that beautiful restaurant at the top and overlooks the river. So, I mean, we did some nice things. But, you know, when you're there for the championships, it's blinders on.
One-track mind, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, I'm glad that St. Louis treated y'all well, at least. And Dee Dee, you said in the past that you used to pass out tickets at Winn-Dixie parking lot, just trying to pack the PMAC, and now y'all do it. You'll sell out tickets every time. What does that mean to y'all?
Well, it's tremendous, you know, and it's about the village that Joe Oliva, our athletic director, has allowed us to surround ourselves with, and the great job of Jay Clark, my associate head coach, and Bob Moore, and Ashley Claire Kearney, and everybody that contributes to the success of our athletes. You got to have the village. You got to have the right people around you. When that starts to happen, then you have a tremendous amount of success. But everybody's got to be like-minded, and they've got to have their heart in the right place. And I think that we've had that success because all of those things have come together.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's something that's so unique about LSU's campus is that everyone is kind of all in for everything, which is a really amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah, how about this? I mean, look at that sea of purple out there. It's fabulous.
Look at this. And it's 2 hours until game time, and people are packing up in the purple and gold.
That's right.
I love it. Gives me chills. So what is one meet in particular that y'all are looking forward to this year? Is there anything in particular that y'all are kind of like, okay, this is the one?
I don't know.
I mean, definitely SECs, and the fact that we're hosting it is so cool, right in our backyard. So the support of that and seeing the crowd.
The Smoothie King Arena in New Orleans, that's going to be amazing. But to host the regional championships in the PMAC, which I think is one of the finest venues in America. Nobody does a better job than LSU in creating the excitement and the enthusiasm that our fans bring to our events. But as far as dual meets, and we've got to beat Florida, we've got to beat Alabama, we've got to beat Georgia. So there's not any one meet that has more emphasis than the other.
Exactly.
It's strap it up, let's go. Every day we've got to prepare for the tough competition that we have on Fridays.
And that's kind of the same mindset that Coach O has with his players. Take each game one at a time. I know you're a big LSU football fan. You have your boys jersey on.
My number 10.
Stephen Sullivan. But what are y'all's game predictions for today? Do y'all have anything?
We're going to win.
We're going to win, but I want us to play with intensity from the beginning all the way to the end. I felt like we didn't have that intensity for Southeastern.
I feel like you've heard this before.
She just loves college football. It's so funny.
I want us to play hard, tough football the entire game and dominate, because we've got some real challenges down the road, and every time that we can give more people an opportunity to play in this kind of arena, it's only going to make us better down the road.
Absolutely. Game predictions, McKenna?
It's a go Tigers. We're going to win.
It's a go Tigers. I want our defense to dominate. I don't want any scoring. I'd like to see a lot of passing. We know we can run the ball. We've got to be able to. We've got to deliver the ball. We've got to deliver the ball to our receivers. He's got to be exact in his delivery.
She's so serious.
I'm just saying.
I love that. I mean, go Tigers to that. And we'll have more on those receivers and more on DD's man, Stephen Sullivan, coming up on Tiger TV's Tailgate Show.
And y'all do a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.